A Lincoln man is facing murder charges after allegedly tipping off police about his alleged involvement in the deaths of a married couple. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. 49-year-old Timothy McQuestion was ordered held without bail during his arraignment on 2 counts of murder today. 12 News reporter Brandon Truitt joins us now outside the couple's home with more on how police say the victims knew the suspect. Brandon?
Well, Mike and Shannon, investigators tell us that McQuestion had known the woman that was killed for years, but they had a falling out. Police say that McQuestion reached out to her the night before the couple was killed. They said that he wanted to meet up. She told him no, but police say he showed up anyway. 49-year-old Timothy McQuestion in court Friday morning, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder.
It was noted that both victims had massive blunt force trauma.
State prosecutors allege McQuestion brutally killed Mark and Kimberly Dupree, the couple in their 60s, known to just about everyone in this community.
She was always ready to help.
Lorraine Gladue and her husband Roger have known the couple for years. Mark said to have worked in construction. Friends tell us Kimberly used to cut hair.
She used to stop, say, if you need anything, let us know, you know.
Rob Alfett-Lowy says that Mark was his fishing buddy, going on trips with his own family. On Friday, they gathered to create a memorial near the Dupree's home.
I don't know. I can't do nothing no more. He's dead, so that's all I can do.
While loved ones mourn, investigators are moving ahead. During Friday's arraignment, we learned McQuestion called police himself. After seeing news reports covering the story, he told police he was distraught. When police got to him, they said he knew more about the Dupree case than had been made public at the time. Investigators searched his nearby apartment and found bloody clothes. Police searched his car, too.
A crowbar and a hammer with what appeared to be blood in them was found.
Police spoke with McQuestion's brother after he was arrested. The brother says McQuestion confessed to him, although a confession has not been made to police. And other neighbors I spoke with say they are heartbroken by what has happened here, but say they find some comfort in the fact that someone has been arrested. Live in Lincoln, Brandon Truitt, 12 News.
Tonight, investigators say the deaths of a Lincoln couple were acts of premeditated murder. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. Today we learned the names of the victims as the man accused of killing them. 12 News reporter Brandon Truitt joins us now with what we know so far in this case. Brandon?
We spoke with several neighbors today who say they are still coming to terms with what has happened here, but find some source of comfort in the fact that someone's being held responsible.
She used to stop, say, if you need anything, let us know, you know. So
she was neighborly.
She was neighborly.
Talk to anyone along Main Street in Manville and you'll find only good things said about Kimberly and Mark Dupree. Police say the couple was brutally attacked in their home Thursday morning. Close friends setting up a memorial Friday just steps away.
Very nice guy, very nice guy.
With questions swirling about what happened, police delivering answers. 49-year-old Timothy McQuestion charged in court Friday.
It was noted that both victims had massive blunt force trauma and head injuries.
Investigators say it was the couple's upstairs neighbor that heard loud noises. When Kimberly didn't pick up her phone, the neighbor ran down and found the couple in a pool of blood. Police say the suspect knew Kimberly but called her out of the blue the night before after years of not speaking. McQuestion wanted to meet up. Kimberly told him no. Police say he showed up the next morning.
A couple hours later, around 12:30 p.m., this defendant called 911 and Lincoln Police. At that point, he indicated he was feeling depressed about what happened to the Duprees.
Investigators saying McQuestion called police himself. When they started speaking with him, he was using language too specific to the case, things that weren't public yet. Police say they searched McQuestion's apartment on Summer Street, less than half a mile away. In it, they found bloody clothes and shoes. Evidence was found in his car, too.
Later search of the vehicle, including the spare tire compartment, a crowbar and a hammer with what appeared to be blood in them was found.
It's a graphic and disturbing image for those who knew the couple to comprehend, with neighbors heartbroken.
They know what happened, you know, we'll be a little safer now.
And you see that memorial that has been growing throughout these evening hours. We know McQuestion was held without bail. Now, police say that he confessed to the crimes to his brother, although a confession has not been made directly to investigators. In Lincoln, Brandon Truitt, 12 News.